This is the Maserati Factory in Italy. You're now witnessing the production process of the Maserati GranTurismo. Right now, you're watching the workers in this factory assemble the transmission and operate the computers that control the robots welding the bodywork. Last year, Maserati experienced a significant downturn in sales. The company delivered 11,300 vehicles worldwide, a steep decline from the 26,600 units sold in the previous year. This Mirafiori Plant in Turin was founded in 1939, and it is one of the largest and oldest automotive plants in Europe. Mirafiori is a large-scale active production site for current Maserati models like the GranTurismo and is evolving into an EV-focused mega hub. The GranTurismo and GranTurismo Folgore are assembled on the same production line in the Mirafiori plant, an unusual feat in the industry. The manufacturing process begins with the creation of the body frame, one of its first critical steps. At this moment, you are observing this stage in the assembly of the Maserati GranTurismo. This phase involves assembling the car's structural skeleton, which forms the foundation for everything that follows, from mechanical components to exterior design. Maserati has been headquartered in Modena since 1940. This region is also home to Ferrari, Pagani, and Ducati. After the initial frame and panels are assembled, the Maserati GranTurismo enters the body in white phase. Once this phase is complete, the body moves on to the anti-corrosion treatment, which begins with a cleansing process to remove any oils or residues from manufacturing. The cleaned body is then submerged in a series of electrochemical baths. This is known as cataphoretic dip coating or e-coating. You are now watching the automated spraying of the final paint on the bodywork. The body is first coated with a primer to ensure proper adhesion and durability. Next, it enters a sealed, dust-free environment where robotic arms apply multiple layers of high-quality paint with precision. Finally, a clear coat is added for depth, gloss, and long-lasting protection. The result is the rich mirror-like paintwork Maserati is known for, bringing elegance and character to every GranTurismo. At the same time, a separate part of the factory is working on the production of the battery cells and chassis. At the Mirafiori plant, the GranTurismo and the all-electric GranTurismo Folgore are assembled on the same production line. This means high-voltage electric components and combustion engine parts are installed side by side, requiring specialized workflows and safety protocols. You are now watching a process called the marriage, the stage where the chassis, battery, and drivetrain are joined with the finished body. Maserati keeps a detailed digital record of every GranTurismo built, including materials used, inspections passed, and test results. This is used for quality tracking, servicing, and even collector certification. Very few outsiders are allowed to visit the Maserati plant. Security is tight, and photography is usually forbidden. Prototypes are often camouflaged even inside the factory to prevent leaks. Until recently, Ferrari built engines for Maserati in Maranello, just 20 kilometers from Modena. These included V8s and V6s for cars like the Quattroporte and GranTurismo. Maserati is now developing in-house powertrains, including their Nettuno engine, a twin-turbo V6 with F1-derived pre-chamber combustion tech. The Giovanni Agnelli plant in Turin is the new production site for Maserati's latest models, such as the MC20 supercar. You are now watching the main assembly line where the entire front dashboard is assembled into the car in a single unit. Giovanni Agnelli plant was initially modern and exclusive for high-end Maserati sedans, but has since been deprioritized in favor of consolidating production in Mirafiori. This high-tech plant is home to Maserati's Innovation Lab, with cutting-edge testing, prototyping, and development. The lab combines simulator driving, human-machine interface development, and a full vehicle dynamics simulator, one of the most advanced in the world. Now the robotic arm attaches the sunroof to the bodywork, and then the chrome emblems and logos are glued on. Maserati artisans hand-stitch the leather and hand-fit the upholstery inside every GranTurismo. Every car is driven on Maserati's private testing track or nearby roads by trained test drivers before delivery. They listen for abnormal noises, feel for vibration, and test handling. Even the sound of the exhaust is evaluated for tone and character. Each car's interior goes through an olfactory quality check. Yes, they literally smell the interior to ensure that only the finest natural leather scent is present, and no synthetic odors allowed. Maserati focuses on the production of luxury cars and produces only 75,000 cars a year. Maserati was founded in 1914 and is currently owned by Stellantis since 2021. Once assembly is complete, each Maserati undergoes a comprehensive final inspection process. This includes both automated diagnostics and hands-on checks by trained specialists. We now take a look inside the Giovanni Agnelli Assembly plant. The development of the Maserati MC20 Sports two-seater started with this clay modeling. Clay models are physical three-dimensional models of cars that are made out of a soft, malleable material. They are used by car designers to bring their ideas to life and to ensure that their designs are both aesthetically pleasing and functional. The use of clay models has been a staple of the car design process for decades, and it continues to be used by car companies today. Built over a rigid frame, layers of industrial clay are applied and sculpted by hand and with precision tools. The car maker aims to automate as much of the assembly process as possible while maintaining the highest possible standards.
The one next to you. Yep. next to you. Yeah.
So this is Rolls-Royce Goodwood Plant. Each Rolls-Royce car takes 60 pairs of hands, more than 440 hours to design, build, and produce. At least 65% of all Rolls-Royce cars ever to emerge from the production line are still operational and on the roads today. Each car is hand-built in this Rolls-Royce factory and takes almost 6 months to complete. Only 2,400 employees work inside this Rolls-Royce factory. These employees handle the leather parts of the interior. The leather comes from premium specially bred bulls. Last year, Rolls-Royce produced more than 6,000 cars. According to many, Rolls-Royce is the world's most luxurious car brand. Employees on the main assembly line are now working on the exterior bodywork. Rigorous quality control is carried out several times throughout the production process. The greatest demand for Rolls-Royce cars is in Asia and also in rich Arab countries. An important feature of all Rolls-Royce cars is the massive twin-turbocharged V12 engine. Rolls-Royce has a single electric model, the Rolls-Royce Spectre, in production from 2023. Future owners can choose one of 44,000 colors. Once the color is selected, the car maker matches the chosen color with a range of other materials. Rolls-Royce cars are usually bought by wealthy owners who sit in the back seat and have their own driver. The constellation of each Starlight headliner is completely unique to the owner. Rolls-Royce only makes 4 models: Phantom, Ghost, Cullinan, and Spectre, which is electric vehicle. Rolls-Royce Ghost has 2 sub-versions. Wraith is a 2-door coupe and Dawn is a convertible. Goodwood site covers 42 acres. Around 20 cars are produced here every day. The high proportion of human labor involved in assembly is one of the reasons for the high price, and also the high quality. The production of the Starlight headliner takes between 9 and 17 hours to complete. Each piece, carefully handcrafted from woods such as walnut, maple, and elm, takes several hours of work. Manufacturing processes have been greatly modernized in the last decade. This is one of the reasons why Rolls-Royce is able to produce more cars. After painting, the bodywork is transported for polishing and quality control. In 2010, only 3,000 Rolls-Royce cars were produced for the entire year. For the last 2 years, over 6,000 cars have been produced annually. The car maker aims to maintain its worldwide reputation for excellence, hence the emphasis on maintaining the highest possible quality. Sultan Hassan al-Bolkiah of Brunei is believed to have a private collection of around 400 Rolls-Royces, the largest collection of its kind in the world. The Rolls-Royce brand prides itself on unsurpassed quality and craftsmanship, and this is apparent in every model in the lineup. Each and every Rolls-Royce motor car is designed and manufactured exclusively at this brand's innovative facility in Goodwood, in England's West Sussex. Rolls-Royce cars boast a minimal error rate. It is comparable only to other supercars. This employee follows a predetermined checklist for interior quality control. Employees usually work in trousers and a t-shirt with the company emblem. This is the Spirit of Ecstasy sculpture equals bonnet mascot of the Rolls-Royce cars. In Rolls-Royce cars, the emphasis is extremely high on the rear seats. This car maker specializes in rear seat comfort. Attention to detail and focus are essential requirements for every worker inside this British Goodwood factory. Polishing and visual inspection take several hours for each car. A solid dashboard is synonymous with luxury. The chrome elements are set in a wooden base. Now the car will be started for the first time and the next phase of the production process will begin. Spirit of Ecstasy is an emblem that is retracted when the engine is off. One Rolls-Royce car will use the hides from approximately 17 bolts, raised in cold climates to prevent marks from insect bites. Of course, the factory is working on hundreds of cars at the same time in various stages of production. The convertible function, opening and closing the roof, is also checked here. Typical of Rolls-Royce cars, the rear doors open in reverse for a more comfortable exit from the car. Now the Rolls-Royce car will be taken to the shower room. Here, high-pressure jets of water are launched at the car from all sides. This will test the waterproofing and sealing of the car's interior. Not a drop of water can get inside the car. The passenger compartment must be completely waterproof. This employee of the testing department also examines the noise resistance of the car's interior. The BBC called Rolls-Royce probably one of the most recognized icons in the world, and the name Rolls-Royce entered the English language as a superlative. Once completed, these cars will be transported to their future owners. Each car is pre-built to order. Rolls-Royce interior features are a showcase of luxury and opulence. The next test is the dynamometer, where the engine power and speed will be tested. Rolls-Royce car prices have been rising due to inflation in recent years, as have cars from other car brands. Every car built at this British factory is tested in this way, and every car must pass this test. The red interior color is often a desirable option, combination of red leather and wood paneling. BMW says it will produce these combustion engine cars until 2030, after which the company will produce only electric models. Colorful decorations on the exterior are not done by a robot. Everything is handmade by specialized professionals. The average Rolls-Royce owner has a choice of 10 different cars in their garage. Buying a Rolls-Royce is more challenging than buying a regular car. Appointments need to be made, and the waiting time for delivery is much longer. Upholstery requires 80 square meters of material and about 20 days to complete. As in 2024, Cullinan was the most requested Rolls-Royce model worldwide, followed by Ghost. Since sumptuous leather abounds in any roller, ensuring that each inch is blemish-free is a requisite. Rolls-Royce does this by only sourcing from bulls, since cows can get unwelcome stretch marks during pregnancy. Rolls-Royce's leather experts use chalk markings to carefully detect and remove the smallest imperfections, including scars and insect bites. Furthermore, those bulls only come from Europe, where the higher altitudes mean fewer mosquitoes and other insects, minimizing bite marks. Seat covers are also processed in this cobbler's workshop. The individual parts are sewn together by hand by these employees. However, the RR emblems are embroidered automatically. This software is used to create a detailed 3D digital models, allowing designers to explore design options and make changes easily.
This little circle doesn't go by.
Yes, please.
Over the recent years, Rolls-Royce brought beautiful fabrics back into the car, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in bespoke design. Silence is an essential element of the signature Rolls-Royce ride. And the seats are designed to be comfortable, with features such as a heating and cooling system. Rolls-Royce Dawn seats can be electronically adjusted for height, tilt, and lumbar support to provide maximum comfort and support. It is a modular platform that utilizes an aluminum space frame chassis. It is available with rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive setups. Large number of female employees work inside this factory. 40% of employees are women. Designs and sketches of the individual parts of the car's interior allow for great customization. Rolls-Royce Ghost has long been lauded for its near-silent cabin. Engineers packed the car's roof, trunk, and floor with 220 pounds of sound-absorbing materials. The result is a ride so quiet and smooth you just might forget you're in the back seat of a car. The Spirit of Ecstasy may be the most famous hood ornament in automotive history. Because of that, Rolls-Royce hasn't changed it much since it was first introduced. The lit-up Spirit of Ecstasy has since been banned in the EU. Official reason is that the illuminated ornament creates too much light pollution. Rolls-Royce Motor Cars reports a highly successful last year with strong business performance and bespoke commissions at record levels. Company's positive economic impact grew further, with the creation of 180 new jobs at the home of Rolls-Royce. In total, across more than 50 countries worldwide, Rolls-Royce delivered 6,000 motor cars to clients, more than ever before in the marque's 119-year history. The Rolls-Royce brand was founded in 1904. Since then, it has changed hands several times. Rolls-Royce was the first company to use disc brakes on a production car, and the Rolls-Royce Silver Ghost was the first car to be dubbed the best car in the world. You now know that Rolls-Royce vehicles are expensive, but they are definitely built to last. Some models are still in use over a century after they were first produced.
at that speed, or?
That's right, yeah.
Or a fish. Answers in a postcard, my friend.
All good to go.
Yeah, I'll tighten them up in a sec.
And lifting and walk. You good to go? And
This is the story of Aston Martin car manufacturing. You are now watching the production process inside the world's only Aston Martin factory located near Gaydon, United Kingdom. The Gaydon plant employs around 1,700 people and builds around 6,500 cars a year. These handmade cars are the opposite of regular cars. The atmosphere here is relaxed and not as stressful as in other car factories. Cranes are a great help in the production process. Thanks to them, employees can work easily on the chassis. Every car is different. Robots could never do such individual work. That's why every station also demands work by hands. Now comes a crucial moment. The engine will be connected to the body of the car and inserted into the chassis. Now all the wiring is connected and hundreds of elements are being attached, mostly by hands, of course. Besides the twin turbo, the massive steel frame also carries the clutch and 8-speed automatic gearbox and the drive shafts. Once the mechanics have put the powerhouse together, a ceiling crane hoists the drivetrain onto an assembly carriage. There is no hectic work schedule on the assembly line. The working atmosphere is relaxed, unlike in most car factories. Now the finished steel frame is transported to the main assembly line in another part of the Gaydon factory. Aston Martin DB11, Vanquish, Rapide, and Vantage models are made at the Gaydon factory. The distinctively shaped front bumper gives the British car its unique face. Quality control includes 22 employees. They check every single feature of the newly produced Vantage. Daimler owns a 5% stake in the company. In exchange, it produces all electronics and engines for some models. As you know, every Aston Martin model is made in England and has been for 104 years. Every single one of the 100,000 cars the brand has ever produced. For every Aston Martin car, the Brits need 6 skins from Scottish bulls. Over 100 highly skilled craftspeople work in this trim shop. Aston Martin couldn't survive if it only focused on the old way of doing things. It takes 5,000 stitches to embroider a set of wing badges. The quality control has to be done quickly and effectively, so the assembly line won't come to a standstill. The Aston Martin company has survived 7 bankruptcies throughout its history. This DBX SUV is Aston Martin's current best-selling model. Price is about $200,000. It is the first SUV the company has made. It has been described as both a full-sized and as a mid-sized vehicle. Running the Mercedes-AMG 4.0-liter V8 petrol engine should point to a level of tried and trusted reliability for the Aston Martin DBX. Now comes a detailed quality control by trained factory staff. The current Aston Martin models that can be purchased are the DB12, DBS, DBX, Vantage, and the most expensive Valkyrie. In the light tunnel, the painters can spot even the smallest of flaws. They check the fresh coat of paint for dust inclusions and paint runs. All Aston Martin cars are made by hand. Quality check is crucial for this manufacturer.